Hello everyone. Question is a manufacturing company's website uses an Amazon Aurora Post GRE SQL DB cluster. Which configurations will result in the least application downtime during a failover? Choose three options. Option A. Use the provided read and write Aurora endpoints to establish a connection to the Aurora DB cluster. Option B. Create an Amazon CloudWatch alert triggering a restore in another availability zone when the primary Aurora DB cluster is unreachable. Option C. Edit and enable Aurora DB cluster cache management in parameter groups. Option D. Set TCP keep alive parameters to a high value. Option E. Set JDBC connection string timeout variables to a low value. Option F. Set Java DNS caching timeouts to a high value. Correct answer is option A, B and option C. Question is a company has an application that uses an Amazon DynamoDB table as its data store. During normal business days, the throughput requirements from the application are uniform and consist of 5 standard write calls per second to the DynamoDB table. Each write call has 2 KB of data. For 1 hour each day, the company runs an additional automated job on the DynamoDB table that makes 20 write requests per second. No other application writes to the DynamoDB table. The DynamoDB table does not have to meet any additional capacity requirements. How should a database specialist configure the DynamoDB table's capacity to meet these requirements most cost effectively? Option A. Use DynamoDB provisioned capacity with 5 WCUs and auto scaling. Option B. Use DynamoDB provisioned capacity with 5 WCUs and a write-through cache that DynamoDB Accelerator DAX provides. Option C. Use DynamoDB provisioned capacity with 10 WCUs and auto scaling. Option D. Use DynamoDB provisioned capacity with 10 WCUs and no auto scaling. Correct answer is option C. You can download the complete list of recently updated contents from the link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Question is a company is planning to close for several days. A database specialist needs to stop all applications along with the DB instances to ensure employees do not have access to the systems during this time. All databases are running on Amazon RDS for MySQL. The database specialist wrote and ran a script to stop all the DB instances. When receiving the logs, the database specialist found that Amazon RDS DB instances with read replicas did not stop. How should the database specialist edit the script to fix this issue? Option A. Stop the source instances before stopping their read replicas. Option B. Delete each read replicas before stopping its corresponding source instance. Option C. Stop the read replicas before stopping their source instances. Option D. Use the AWS CLI to stop each read replicas and source instance at the same time. Correct answer is option D. Question is a database specialist must create nightly backups of an Amazon DynamoDB table in a mission critical workload as part of a disaster recovery strategy. Which backup methodology should the database specialist use to minimize management overhead? Option A. Install the AWS CLI on Amazon EC2 instance. Write a CLI command that creates a backup of the DynamoDB table. Create a scheduled job or task that executes the command on a nightly basis. Option B. Create an AWS Lambda function that creates a backup of the DynamoDB table. Create an Amazon CloudWatch events rule that executes the Lambda function on a nightly basis. Option C. Create a backup plan using AWS Backup. Specify a backup frequency of every 24 hours and give the plan a nightly backup window. Option D. Configure DynamoDB backup and restore for an on-demand backup frequency for every 24 hours. Correct answer is option C. You can download the complete list of recently updated contents from the link provided in the description. If you like this content, please like and subscribe.